Fear feels powerful. It freezes decisions. It clouds judgment. It convinces us to stop before we even begin. But what if fear isn't the real problem? What if the real problem is simply not understanding what we are facing? Welcome back to Wisdom Swing, where powerful ideas become practical wisdom for everyday life. Today's message explores a profound philosophy inspired by the mindset of Jack Ma and the timeless insight that nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood at first. This statement might sound simple, but when we truly reflect on it, we realize it has the power to transform the way we approach challenges, uncertainty, and opportunity. Fear is one of the most common emotions humans experience. It appears whenever we step into the unknown, when we start a new career, launch a business, learn a difficult skill, or pursue a dream others doubt. But what if fear is not an obstacle meant to stop us, but a signal inviting us to learn? Fear often grows from uncertainty. When we do not understand a situation, our imagination fills the gaps with worst-case scenarios. The mind exaggerates risks and magnifies doubts. This is why many people hesitate to act. They imagine failure, embarrassment, or rejection long before they even begin. Yet history shows that many of the world's greatest achievements came from individuals who chose curiosity over fear. Instead of asking, "What if something goes wrong?" they asked a different question: "What can I learn from this?" This mindset shift from fear to understanding changes everything. When you replace fear with curiosity, you transform a threat into a challenge. Curiosity encourages investigation, experimentation, and growth. It motivates you to study the situation, analyze possible solutions, and improve your skills. Rather than being paralyzed by uncertainty, you begin exploring it. Knowledge becomes the antidote to fear. Consider how this principle works in everyday life. When someone fears public speaking, the fear often comes from not understanding the process. They imagine forgetting their words, being judged, or failing in front of others. But once they study communication techniques, practice regularly, and understand how audiences actually respond, the fear begins to shrink. The unknown becomes familiar. The mind replaces anxiety with preparation. What once felt terrifying becomes manageable. The same principle applies to entrepreneurship. When people consider starting a business, fear immediately appears. They worry about financial risks, competition, and possible failure. But successful entrepreneurs approach these fears differently. They research markets, study strategies, and test ideas. Through learning and experimentation, they reduce uncertainty. The process of understanding gradually transforms fear into informed action. Jack Ma's own journey reflects this philosophy. Before founding one of the world's largest technology companies, he faced countless moments of uncertainty. He had limited technical knowledge, little funding, and plenty of critics. Yet instead of letting fear control his decisions, he focused on learning. He studied the internet, observed global trends, and surrounded himself with people who understood technology. By replacing fear with curiosity and education, he transformed uncertainty into opportunity. This lesson reminds us that fear often hides valuable information. When we feel afraid, it usually means we are encountering something new. That newness can either become a barrier or a doorway. The difference lies in our response. If we retreat, fear grows stronger. If we investigate, fear begins to fade. Understanding also empowers rational thinking. Fear tends to distort perception. It makes problems appear larger than they truly are. But when we analyze a challenge logically, we see details more clearly. We identify what is controllable and what is not. This clarity allows us to take practical steps rather than reacting emotionally. Logic becomes the bridge between uncertainty and confidence. Another important aspect of replacing fear with understanding is personal growth. Every challenge we analyze teaches us something valuable. Each experience adds to our knowledge and strengthens our resilience. Over time, these lessons build confidence. We begin to trust our ability to handle new situations because we have faced similar challenges before. Confidence is not the absence of fear. It is the result of repeatedly transforming fear into learning. Think about the greatest discoveries in history. Scientists, explorers, and innovators often stepped into unknown territory. Instead of fearing the unknown, they sought to understand it. Their curiosity led to breakthroughs that improved the world. The same principle applies to personal development. When we approach life with curiosity, we become explorers rather than spectators. However, curiosity requires courage. It requires the willingness to ask questions and seek answers. It requires patience to study problems rather than avoid them. But the reward is powerful. Understanding gives you control. When you understand a situation, you can respond intelligently instead of reacting impulsively. There is also an emotional benefit to this mindset. Fear tends to drain energy and focus. It keeps the mind trapped in worry. Curiosity, on the other hand, energizes the mind. It sparks creativity and motivation. When you focus on learning rather than worrying, you shift your energy toward progress. Imagine approaching every challenge with the attitude of a student rather than a victim. Instead of saying, "Why is this happening to me?" you ask, "What can this teach me?" This simple change transforms obstacles into opportunities for growth. Over time, builds a mindset that thrives under pressure and adapts to change. The truth is that uncertainty will always be part of life. New technologies will appear. Industries will evolve. Personal challenges will arise. Trying to eliminate uncertainty is impossible, but learning to understand it gives you a powerful advantage. The more you learn, the less intimidating the unknown becomes, so the next time fear appears, pause for a moment and ask yourself a different question. Instead of asking, "How can I avoid this?" ask, "How can I understand this?" Seek information, study the problem, talk to experienced people, and explore possible solutions. Each step you take toward understanding reduces fear's power over you. In the end, the most successful individuals are not those who never experience fear. They are the ones who refuse to be controlled by it. They replace fear with curiosity, confusion with knowledge, and hesitation with thoughtful action. They understand that every challenge contains a lesson waiting to be discovered. When you embrace this mindset, you unlock a new level of confidence. You realize that the unknown is not an enemy, it is simply something you have not understood yet. And once you understand it, you gain the ability to move forward with clarity and courage. Thank you for spending this time with Wisdom Swing. If this message inspired you to replace fear with curiosity and keep learning, please like this video, subscribe, and follow Wisdom Swing for more powerful insights on growth, mindset, and success.